Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jakaya Williams and I am a servant, a vessel, and a messenger for the Lord. I really wanted to come on here and talk about embracing your singleness. Like, I feel like it is not talked about enough in the Christian community, and me being single myself and God really teaching me to embrace it, I feel like it should be talked about. Now, there isn't a particular scripture um, that I have seen that talks about just straight hardcore singleness. Um, so if you know any scriptures that talks about like singleness and stuff like that, then comment down below. Like, I want to know you guys opinion on that as well. But I did find one scripture talking a little bit about it when Paul was talking to the Corinthian church, and it's First Corinthians 7 and 8. If you want to go and look that up and just read just a little bit about it. I know the Bible also talks about don't be unequally yoked in the relationship, and so I feel like that has something to do with singleness as well. But what God has really been teaching me during my singleness is to enjoy the little things. Like, I'm a very independent woman. Like, I will hustle and I will get down and I would build an empire for myself. But being single and being independent and, especially walking with Christ as well, it can get a little hard sometimes, and I'm on my kingdom spouse journey, and stuff like that, because I've been praying for a husband. Many of you guys know that. And so, and God also revealed to me who my husband was. So it's just like me still being single, until God brings us together. It gets a little bit hard, and I know you guys can relate as well. That's why I wanted to do this video, and stuff like that. And, just really just expound on that, because I know a lot of people say singleness is a gift, and I do agree. It is a gift, and you should embrace it before the chaos comes in, if you know what I'm saying, with the with the engagement parties and the proposals and the trying to get your life together with this whole other person, trying to become one flesh with this whole other person, and adding a family and just all of this stuff, and stuff like that, even though that's a big blessing as well, and stuff like that. And I tell God all the time, I be like, God, when you finally do bring me and, the person that you have for me, I'm going to miss our quiet moments. I'm going to miss me sitting and getting on my knees and praying to you, even though I'm going to do that still, of course. I'm always going to keep you first. But I'm going to have somebody next to me majority of the time. And I was telling him just even last night, and it's crazy because even last night, I had a moment. We all have those moments and stuff like that where I was like, God, is anybody gonna love me, the way that you do? I said, Lord, it's hard, coming from somebody that was always in a relationship. Every year after year after year, I will get out of a relationship. 2 months later, I'm in the next one, so up until about 2 years ago, the Lord really was teaching me to enjoy the little things around me, build a career for myself, and, basically build myself a brand, build myself a name. That is what he's been teaching me and stuff like that. Now, everybody's story doesn't go that way, but this is my story. I've been building my career first. I've been building things that had something to do with me. And, like I said, it's hard. I've been enjoying my singleness, but it's also being challenging at the same time. Is because I have so much love in me, guys. I am such a lover girl, and I know somebody can relate to that as well. And so when you're a lover girl, you just want to love people. You just want to have that certain partner to love on for the rest of your life. And so that's hard to deal with, and also trying to keep your virtue and all of that. And, being celibate and, all of these things are tied into the singleness. And so I thank, by the grace of God that he has kept me this entire time. Thank you, Jesus, and stuff like that. But one of the things that really helps me is, I ask God for strength. I ask God for me to be content, but also don't be comfortable, because content and comfortable are two different things. Content is, okay, I'm okay with where I'm at, but I know that when it's time for me to leave here, I need to leave. Comfortable is you just staying in one place and being stuck and not moving into the next position that God needs you to be in, and stuff like that. So I always pray to God, Lord, help me to be content. I'm very grateful where I am. I'm very grateful for the people that I have in my life now. I'm very grateful for our relationship. But when it's time for me to move, help me to not be comfortable where I'm at, to where I'm not being obedient to your word. And so that is what I pray all the time. And, and I pray to God to, bring me all of the people that you want me to love. Like, bring me the people that are going to love me and, that are from you. Because again, it's hard transitioning from having worldly friends to godly friends, and in having a worldly relationship to godly relationship. And it's hard to, again, what I'm talking about, and stuff like that. It's hard to make friends. It's hard to have a relationship, and stuff like that, because there are things changing about you. And it's like you and this other person, or you and these other friends, are not on the same level anymore. Y'all don't have the same desires anymore. And they're looking at you crazy because you don't want to go out there and drink. You don't want to go out there and party anymore and stuff like that. You don't want to smoke or whatever you used to do. You don't want to do those things anymore because God is changing your heart. God is changing you to walk into your purpose as a woman. And so there's a lot of factors that play into the singleness. But, God just began to really teach me how to have joy. Wake up with joy in my heart. Thank him and be grateful and express gratitude that I'm alive, for one thing. And also too, that, I'm going to meet the right people at the right time. I'm going to meet the right people when I'm supposed to, and until then, I need to do what's best for me. And I need to do, I need to build something for myself. And, and as people come along, then, okay, I'm gonna embrace them with all the love that God has given me, and, and stuff like that. And that's what he's really been teaching me in my singleness as well. Is just embracing where I'm at now, and trusting that he is going to bring the right people, right relationships in my life when it is time. And, and stuff like that. And, I begin to travel more, do things that I like. Because again, when you get in a relationship, it's no longer about you. You want to make sure that you keep God first, and, yourself first too. But again, it's not going to be about you. It's going to be like we, it's not going to be I anymore. So you want to make sure that you take this time while you're single, while you're waiting on your husband, or while you're waiting on your wife. You want to make sure that you are taking the time to not only develop a relationship with God and allowing him to continue to clean out your heart, so that when he does bless you with the right folks or the right relationship, you won't fumble it, you won't lose it, but it'll be a blessing because you know how to handle it. And so that's why I believe that, when people talk about that singleness is a gift, it really is. It's not a bad thing to look at. I used to think that it was a bad thing until I had to shift my perspective and my mindset. Again, God has really been teaching me, look, take this time to develop a relationship with me. I want to spend time with you. And then when the time is right, I'm going to bring you that person that you've been praying for. I'm going to bring you those friends that you've been praying for. And so, again, I just been waking up with joy and peace in my heart every single day because, okay, this is another day to get one step closer to my goal. This is another day to take myself out on a dinner date. This is, this is my opportunity to read my Bible quietly without somebody calling me mama all day, and stuff like that. Even though these are desires on the inside of me that I really want, I am also, again, embracing my singleness and making sure that I am being the woman that God has called me to be first in his kingdom before he adds all of these things that I would love to do later on in my life. And so, yeah, so it's like I said, it's not talked enough. And the mindsets and the thoughts that come into your mind late at night, is anybody ever gonna love me? Am I good enough? And am I lovable? And stuff like that. And I'm gonna tell you firsthand, you are all of those things. God already said that you're those things, and you don't need a guy or a woman or friendships to tell you otherwise. And so if you're thinking that way, then you need to pray to God for him to show you how he thinks of you first. And I guarantee you, your answer is going to change. And so I had to do that because I struggled with that so much of like, okay, well, if I just get somebody to love me, my whole life is full of trauma, then I'm going to be lovable. No, God said you're already loved. God says you're beautiful already. You're worth more than diamonds. I'm going to take care of you more than I take care of the birds of the earth. So God already told me how he thinks of me and how he perceives me and how he looks at me. And once you grasp that concept, and you begin to wake up with joy and peaceful in your heart, knowing that the only validation that I need is from God first, then your life is gonna become much lighter. It's gonna become more peaceful when you know that, okay, the only opinion that I need is from God. Literally. The only love that I need is from God. Even though I want love physically from all of these different friendships and relationships, just know that God is number one. And that's all he wants. He just wants a relationship first. And then whatever your desires are, then he's going to add them to you. But sometimes when God has you in singleness, he wants to spend time with you. He wants to develop you more. He wants to make sure, again, that you are stepping into your purpose that he has for you for your life. And so, those are some things that you can pray on and think about and learn to embrace your beauty, your natural beauty. Learn to embrace all of those things. Like, you don't need somebody to tell you that you're beautiful, and stuff like that. Again, I dealt with the same thing. And I said, Lord, you're going to have to heal that part of me because I am beautiful. For one, you created me. That's number one right there. You made me exactly how you wanted me to be. And so I need to accept that. I need to accept your love, and I need to accept that I am worthy of love and that I am deserving of love. And I feel like once you grab that concept, that is when God is going to begin to move into your life and bring you those people that you need physically, because we're not meant to be on this earth alone, okay? He designed marriage. He designed godly friendships and stuff like that. So we're not meant to do this walk alone. We're not meant to do this journey alone, and stuff like that. God just wants to make sure that you're not putting these people before him. So he has to develop you. He has to develop your faith. He has to develop your mindset, and stuff like that, to make sure that you keeping him first and stuff like that. And I think that is beautiful. I think that is loving and stuff like that. And I want to express, really trust God that he is going to bring the right people in your life at the right time. Isaiah 60:22 says, I, the Lord thy God, will make it happen at the right time. And when I do, it's going to be quickly. It's going to be swiftly. It's gonna be like that, snap of a finger, you know, and stuff like that. And then next thing you know, you're gonna be you're gonna have that godly friendship that you've been praying for. You're gonna have that godly relationship that you've been praying for, you know, and stuff like that. Don't focus so much on what you don't have. Again, I had to learn that lesson as well as a single Christian woman. And you know, once I took my eyes off of that, like I said, I'm gonna be really honest with you guys. Once I took my eyes off of that and I started to begin to focus on what God has called me to be, that is what makes me content. Now again, when he gives me instruction to move into the next position, to where he needs me to go ahead and be in that marriage that he designed for me, where he needs me to go in and be in that friendship that he has for me, that is when I need to move. But me focusing on God and just accepting his love that he already had for me, that he already planned for me, that is what's making me content where I am and stuff like that. So that's another thing that you can think about. But yeah, it's not talked about enough, and I really hope that this little video helped you just a little bit more in your walk, and again, especially waiting on those people that are from God and stuff like that. Yeah, but I really hope that this video encouraged you and stuff like that, and I hope you have a good day. See you in the next one.